Namaste, everyone, and welcome. Before we start our Anchor to Light meditation, let's ask for divine blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, we humbly ask for your blessings. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, we thank you for your immense blessings. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Meiling, we thank you for love, light, guidance, help, healing, protection. We thank you all. In full faith, so be it. All right, as you can tell, I'm in a different setting. This is where what we're going to have the deep emotional healing and transformation. And so I just want to take this time to just talk about one simple topic, and then we'll do our meditation. And that is the part on what is called discernment. And discernment is very, very important because when we get on the spiritual path, we get easily fooled, right? Think about it. You know, it's called projection. Just because you're not going to go all out and go to someone and say, oh, by the way, make up something. You don't say like, by the way, if you chant 3 times and put the standard on your head, you'll suddenly be a saint and you're fully enlightened. You know, you won't do certain things like that, especially if the person's gullible, right? You won't. So what happens is we have a tendency to believe other people when they say stuff to us, so we get fooled. Right? So I remember in the Inner Buddhism Revealed class, which we'll be teaching soon, I was given permission, we'll be giving permission, that's what I was told at least. It talks about the 4 noble truths, right? And there's suffering in life, what are the causes of suffering, the suffering can end, and how to end it, which is basically the Eightfold Path. And the easiest way for you to understand it is suffering, the suffering in life, as in that's the ailment or the sickness. What are the causes of that sickness? That sickness can end, and how to cure it, which is the Eightfold Path. All right? So the one I want to cover really is the second one. It says, what are the causes of this suffering? It's just like if somebody's sick, you want to find out what is the cause of that sickness or that ailment. And it's broken down to several. I'll just name 1 or 2. The first one is, of course, unrealistic expectation that things will always be the same, right? So if you think everything is going to be the same, you don't prepare for it, things go bad or don't go as well, then you get disappointed, you suffer. Make sense? That's why with this COVID and everything else, I remember we had the privilege and the opportunity to learn with Tony Robbins. And it is like 2017, he was really saying, the financial thing is doing well, it's going up, but winter is coming. And I remember sitting in his platinum group, and thinking, wow. I mean, the economy is doing well, right? It's taking off like a rocket. He says, winter is coming. The cycle, and he starts citing all this stuff. I say, okay, hey, be smart, right? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So we arrange our finances accordingly and everything, and so we start noticing, man, things are doing great. How could that happen? Same thing. Year after year, we went to his events. He would say the same thing. Winter is coming. Be smart in your investment, asset allocation. And a lot of you have been there, know what I'm talking about, right? A lot of you in business mastery. And so it's interesting that you practice discernment. You try to think, oh, okay. And like the Buddha said, everything is subject to change. Things are going well, doesn't always mean it'll stay well. Things are bad, doesn't always mean it'll stay bad. Everything changes, right? And the other cause of suffering, I remember my teacher was saying, is because we have a tendency to be fooled by people. Because we ourselves will not intentionally lie or be dishonest to someone intentionally to hurt them. We expect everybody that tells us will do it at face value. And you say, yeah, but when this person said it to me, he or she said it with so much conviction, or sometimes somebody's teaching about some spiritual truth, and it's just way off. Like somebody says, oh, by the way, if you do this, you chant this time, you'll ascend into the higher worlds within 2 seconds. And you believed it. Okay? I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. You believe it. And then when somebody says, what? How can you believe that pure nonsense? You say, yeah, but this sounds so sincere. I remember many years ago, I forgot who I was listening to. One of these spiritual teachers was saying, just because somebody is sincere doesn't make it right. Because they could be sincere, they could be sincerely wrong. Okay? So it's up to us to evaluate. That's why you are a being, that part of it, the soul is a being of love, right? Will, get things done, and intelligence. That part of intelligence means that you have the ability to take information and data, chop it up, analyze it, compare it, and make a conclusion. And unfortunately, a lot of people on the spiritual path, oftentimes they meditate, they're spacing, yeah, man, So they're full of so much love and they're full of oneness. So they expect everybody to be direct and honest with them. True? Not true. I've been fooled many times. And that's for that same reason. And so what my teacher used to say, he said, look, you give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but keep your mind sharp. Like when somebody tells you something, does it make sense? Or some of you are in business who say, do your due diligence. Somebody tells you something, check it out. Is it true? It's not true. Or somebody say, relatives, friends, try to do business with you, right? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Let's make it practical here. Says, I don't want to question them. They might think I don't love them or that it'll break our friendship. And so Messenger used to tell, he says, look, this is what you do. You say, I love you, I care for you, I trust you. Let's put it in writing so that, just in case something happens, there'll be no doubt of what we agreed on. It doesn't mean I don't trust you, but things change, circumstances change. But just to be safe, let's put it in writing so you can put your mind at ease, I can put mine at ease, and we just move along. Makes sense, right? Or one of the U.S. presidents used to say, trust and I think it was Reagan, right? Trust and verify. I hope I got the right president. Get the idea? That's called discernment. Unfortunately, a lot of people on the spiritual path, they think, well, but all is love. All is light. God gave you a brain. Right? That's why when you come to our classes, even online or physically, after we introduce you what the class is, who my teacher is, and how he put together the teachings, next slide always says, practice intelligent evaluation. Do not take anything blindly. Analyze, experiment, make your own conclusion. In other words, you're sitting here listening to me. If you think that I'm full of it, then you're welcome to turn it off and go somewhere else. Right? And that's the sign of what? Spiritual maturity. Because when I took Message Show's class the very first time in 1988, that's exactly what happened. I walk into class, I go, what is this? Imagine a Southern Baptist trying to learn healing. I remember one of the people that brought me to the church or made me born again, I remember, you know what he said? He said, the last miraculous healing happened right before the last apostle died. So anything else happened is from the other side. Imagine, that's what I was walking in. I'm learning this stuff. So I was really super skeptical. Okay, this was 1988. And I remember he did say, one of the first things he said, you don't have to believe everything. Just analyze, do the experiments, do the practice, you make your own conclusion. And he goes like this, he goes, the teacher is like a supermarket. You walk into the supermarket, you don't take everything off the shelf and take it home. You take what you need. I go, I can handle that. So I went in, it's not that my guard came down. My guard was still up because, I'm an engineer by trade. Imagine, engineer Southern Baptist put together. So I was attending the class, but I wanted to heal my wife's hip, right? So I'm just taking it in. Okay, this and this. Okay, how do I use that? I was literally, for me, it's like an engineering experiment, right? So I went home, did the technique. You know the story. She broke her hip. What's supposed to take 5.5 months? No, I'm sorry, 3.5 months to heal. In 2 weeks, she was walking. 5 weeks, she was running. And I remember about a year later, we were walking down Disneyland. She goes, wait, I have to stop. My hip hurts. I go, uh-oh. She sat down. So, I don't care. I'm in Disneyland. I've seen you're in the happiest place on earth. I started sweeping him on that hip that was broken. He goes, no, the other hip hurts. It's sore. I go, what the heck? I found out later from a doctor who says, sometimes when you have something like that, the healing of bone actually makes the bone stronger than one that is not. I go, oh. So actually, when we walk so much that the part that was broken was holding up pretty good, the other one, for whatever reason, was not balanced, who knows, was actually weaker. I go, wow, that's amazing. My point, if he did not say on the opening of the class that you're not supposed to believe everything blindly, analyze, experiment, I would have walked out of the class. But you see, as an engineer, proof is it works, right? And can I add one more thing? We meditate. He said, he's saying, okay, scan, feel the energy. Well, guess what? I don't feel anything. I was doing the experiment. I didn't feel anything. In fact, I didn't feel anything for 4 years. I was already teaching the class. I was already an instructor. I was already teaching pranic healing. Everybody could feel the energy except the guy teaching the class. So people keep asking, well, why did you continue? You didn't feel anything. You see, I'm an engineer. So I go, I might not feel something. But the fact that if my wife couldn't walk and she could walk, that means there's a process to go from A to B. Just because I don't understand it, I don't see it, I don't sense it, the fact remains A got to B. A cause had an effect. And I noticed that if I keep using this principle in practicing of cleaning, energizing on people around me, whatever the problem is, even though I don't feel a single thing, but they keep getting better, who cares? Get my point? Healing does not depend on feeling. Healing depends on the right amount of life force going to the right place at the right amount, and the body absorbing it, assimilating it, and using it as fuel to heal itself. Okay, done. You get my point? So, I know we've talked about different topics, but I just want to impress upon you the importance of sharpening your mind. Because sharpening your mind does two things. One, it prevents or minimizes from you being fooled. And number two, it allows you to understand deeper spiritual teachings, because deeper spiritual teachings require a sharp mind. And I'll finish with this. I don't have the book here with me. The Spiritual Essence of Man book, the class that we're going to teach soon. And, I remember he used to say, intuition has to be balanced by intellect. In other words, you have all this information coming in from the inner world, all this guidance, all this and this. You go, the number one question people ask is, what does that mean? Right? So what does that mean? It's basically telling you, you have to understand it. Otherwise, you can't apply it. That's why this is Bina in the Jewish tradition. This is Bina means understand, understanding. So understand means taking something that is very subtle, very, very, very vague, and somehow trying to compose into something that you can say, oh, that vision means that it's a sign for me to embark on this new relationship, to embark on this new endeavor. Oh, okay, that's basically symbolic. It means this and that. If you don't have a sharp mind, how are you going to understand it? Make sense? So it's very, very important to keep your mind sharp so that you already are a very loving person, right? You already want to get things done. Then you need a sharp mind to say, okay, let's do it the most efficient way. That's it. And one last thing. As you go further in your spiritual path, as you do deeper and deeper meditation, and your mind is also sharp at the same time, you're able to process information while you're in the meditative state. So in other words, instead of waiting for you to understand it later, a lot of times in meditation, oh, this is what it means, this is what it means, this is what it means. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's meditate. Ready? Put your hands in your heart. I am that I am. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, not the thoughts, I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. Now put your attention on your crown and higher. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, love, and will. Power. I'm connected in one to my higher soul. I'm connected in one to the divine spark in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There's only oneness. Now imagine all of us are inside the big bright sun looking out into the solar system. We are one. Our hearts are one, our crowns are one, our souls are one. Maintain that state of oneness. Open your hands in blessing. Visualize the earth in front of you. We'll use the great invocation again. Okay? Just in case you were not with us in the previous session. In between your eyebrows is light. Your forehead is love. The top of the head is the crown, is power or will. All right, so we are one. Now project a brilliant beam of light from the sun, collectively from all of us, shining in the entire earth. Say we are one. We're one with God, we're one with all. We're one with God manifesting in the sun, the solar logos. Let's chant Om. 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 Be aware of the air in between your eyebrows. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Just be still. Be aware of the air in between your eyebrows and your hands. Fill the earth with light, with understanding, with wisdom, with intelligence. May all beings be filled with intelligence, understanding, and wisdom. Now put your attention on your forehead, close to the hairline. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Fill the hearts of every person, every being with love, with mercy and compassion. So it is. Be aware of your crown. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so be it. Bless the earth with goodwill and the willingness to do good. Visualize everyone filled with not just the intention to do good, but actually doing it and serving other people, serving the planet. So it is. Again, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth in the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Continue blessing the earth with intelligence, with love, and will. Keep going. Now, this third time, just listen. The energy will flow through you. It'll be done for you. Just be receptive. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May the God's message of love descend on earth now. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so be it. Just be receptive. The energy is bathing your soul, your entire being, with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let it flow through you. From the center, which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out. May it permanently seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, let love, let power descend throughout the entire earth. Feel it? Experience it? Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Bless every person, every being with light, love, and power. Bless all the people who are sick. Bless all the caregivers. Bless all the economies in the world. Let all be blessed. Bless your friends, your loved ones, people you know who are going through difficult times in their life. Visualize their life improving. Fill it with light. Empower it. Bless your finances, your health, your relationships. Visualize everything getting better and better. Despite of what's going on, everyone's finding a way to make things even better. With crisis comes opportunity to make a better change. So it is. Let's chant Om collectively to bless and seal the energy. Om. 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 May all be blessed. Blessings be to all. So it is. So it is. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. We just thank you for your immense blessings. We thank you for the light, the love, the guidance, the help, the protection. Thank you for the opportunity to be of service to so many. We thank you for these blessings in full faith. So it is. All right. How was your meditation? Pretty intense? So the nice thing about this, and we covered this last time, is as you keep doing the great invocation, of course we alternate with the meditation twin hearts. When you keep blessing the earth with light, with love, light is intelligence, with love and will, or power, as this energy keeps passing through you, it transforms you. Make sense? That's the magic of this whole thing. I mean, I didn't even figure this out until my teacher explained it to me. As you keep being an instrument, and that's the key, by being an instrument in a channel. The channel means, an instrument means the energy passes through you. So as that energy of love keeps passing through you, it starts changing your spiritual DNA. If you're not a loving person, it keeps replacing it with loving energy. If you're not a very intelligent person, you're not, you're not the type to want to analyze and understand things. As that divine intelligence keeps passing through your spiritual particles, it keeps transforming. And then you go, yeah, now I understand stuff. Don't you realize that stuff that are difficult to understand? I understand. It makes sense. And of course, will. Some of us are lazy asses. We don't do anything. May the earth be blessed with divine will, divine power. Then you find yourself, there are these people suffering. I can't just sit and do nothing. Let me do something. You actually do something. You go, wow, that's a different me. Because spiritual practice transforms people. And technique makes a difference. You have the right technique, you speed up the process. All right? So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I know it's a shorter session, but I hope we packed everything in. Tomorrow is the Deep Emotional Healing and Transformation. The broadcast will start at 4 a.m. and you can tap in anytime, and we already talk about this. Once you're signed in and everything, you just press play. You can do the practice, and I share this with you. I'll share it with you in the video. It's something like this. If you want to get the most out of it, take it really seriously, okay? And that's one of the reasons we're charging for it, because people are used to free, they don't pay attention to it. If you charge people, say, I invested time and money into it, I want to get something out of it. And that's how you're going to improve, okay? So if I can give you a suggestion, it's something like, set aside that time. Each session is about an hour, okay? In that 1 hour, don't be checking your phone, be talking to people. I mean, if you have all this emotional crap you want to get rid of, you don't want to do it half-assed and go, oh yeah, I want to get rid of this anger. This jerk. You're not going to get anywhere. Make sense? So the key here is to really take it that seriously, set aside that 1 hour, Okay, tell people, don't disturb me. Make sure that you're in a comfortable place. Turn off your cell phone, turn off any distractions, and practice all out. And if you do that, you'll see massive change. Okay, now listen carefully. The energy we're using for this is very different than what you've used in most of your practices. If you're with me in the free one, the introduction, which is a full hour, all right, that's still available. Okay, you do go back to it right now if you want to. We keep affirming, I'm the soul. I'm a being of power. Remember, I am power. Remember that? If you don't, it's still available. Anyway, I'll put it here so you guys can see it. Okay, you guys can still register. The ones who haven't, if you already registered, you have access to that introductory video, that one we did day and a half. It's still there. Okay. Anyway, you remember how you tap your Ajna chakra like this. I am power. Remember that? I am the soul. I am power. When you do that, you're harnessing the will aspect of the soul. And the important part to understand is there's many ways to release a lot of these negative emotion. One is love it to death. Okay, that works. That's not my style. Okay. What we're gonna do is use the will aspect of the soul and disidentify this anger, resentment, jealousy, whatever it is. We'll do it with 4 or 9 weeks, depending on which one you sign on, of which negative emotions we really want to eradicate. And the way you do that is to disidentify. This anger is not me. And you cannot say, oh, yeah. No, you have to have full conviction. So the will aspect of the soul is going to be harnessed. That's why by the time you're done, you go, man, I can conquer the world. And that's the energy we're using. Of course, when we do meditation, Twin Hearts, we use the loving energy. Make sense? This one is a combination of using your will and understanding. And so if you're going to use that kind of energy, don't be like doing halfway doing it and listening. Then you just show that you don't have focus. Focus is a byproduct of will. Make sense? There's a time to use your will. There's a time to use your intelligence. There's a time to love. In this particular practice, this deep emotional healing and transformation, we use will. Because when these negative emotions were overpowering our lives, that means our will weakened. Think about it. When this anger, resentment, jealousy, guilt, low self-esteem, if it's negatively affecting us, that means our willpower decreased, its will got stronger. So we have to flip the tables, harness the energy of the higher soul, and say, these are not the I, get out, disintegrate. Make sense? So you need to give yourself that time and that environment to be able to do that in a super, super hyper-focused way. So that's why if you do it right, in 1 hour you go, man, how come I just felt like I got rid of incarnations of crap? Get the idea? The secret is knowing who you are, and you are a being of power, love, and will. You want to harness the power and intelligence aspect and use it to get rid of the stuff, so your life will rapidly and massively turn around. And if it's good, better. All right. Anyway, okay? So I've done my job. I will see you tonight at 6 p.m. All right. Namaste. And again, if you haven't signed up, or if you know someone who's interested, they can register anytime they like. One last thing. Friday, again, for some of you who don't have the budget for it, or for whatever reason, you can still sign on next week if you want to. It just keeps going. Friday, we're going to devote for emotional healing, both at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. I want to make sure that everyone is served. The ones who have the budget will be served. You want to go deeper. The ones who are not, for whatever reason, Friday will devote for emotional healing during the morning session, the evening session, and we'll match the schedule of the deep emotional healing. For example, this week will be anger, resentment. So the morning session, evening session, we'll cater it. When we do the emotional healing, of course, it's not going to be that intense. Okay, it's different, but we're going to focus on it. For some of you that cannot join it for whatever reason, that's what we're going to do. And then next week, the next one. I forgot what it was. Anyway, the schedule is there somewhere. So every week we have a different set of negative emotions we're releasing. Remember that? So when we do the Friday Anchor the Light meditation, we're going to match the same ones. Then from there you say, well, I like it. I want to go deeper. You can join it. So at any given time, this is a service that we're providing to all of you. All right. Namaste. You take care, and we will see you tonight.